Morning, anybody? I shouldn't be anxious to say good morning because nobody's there yet. Not a soul. Well, what it says in my description or title is that I'm looking for an old rail line which used to exist in these parts. It's a nice morning to do this, so I'm just going to do a wee bit of it, see how successful it is. Now, I'm trying something different today. I've got headphones and I've got them plugged in via a cable into the microphone unit on the bottom of the phone. So this is a bit tricky because I'm hoping if people can't hear anything, they will maybe tell me. I'm hoping to be able to hear myself through the headphones, and that's not happening for a start. Okay, so I think I'll just unplug these. The drone. I've given myself too much of a task today, really, carrying all of this stuff. Anyway, would you like to see where we are? I'm sure you would. Maybe you wouldn't. Well, let's have a look. I'll turn this round. There we go. Where we are is down just at the side of the village in East Kilbride. That's East Kilbride Football Club's grounds there. And this area here is quite good for flying a drone because you're up high at this part. You can look down on your drone if you just want to fly around for practice. This is known as a show park. So I've just been encamped there for a few minutes, flying the drone around the area. So we're going to have a look and see. Now you can see that hedge line there, going from the primary school along there. That used to be the old railway. The railway from Glasgow used to go up as far as East Kilbride, but it also used to go on a bit along there towards Blantyre, High Blantyre. That was about 1868. I think 1888, I think that line was then joined up to the East Kilbride one. So you could go all the way from Glasgow all the way through here, all the way down to Blantyre. It connected up at a junction and you could then go on to Hamilton and beyond. So we're going down to have a little look at the previous railway, where the railway was, just down in there. Like a lot of the old railways from beach enclosures way back, and just naturally lines didn't pass muster regarding business, and they were just closed down privately. A lot of them have been turned into very useful bicycle tracks and walking tracks. Some tarmacked, such as this one down here, and some left just as, you know, grassy sleeper areas. So let's have a look and see. This one I think it's tarmacked all the way. You can have a look at where it goes. It's a nice day for it. I will say now that the screen here is quite, the sun's reflecting off it, so it's quite difficult to see if somebody actually responds with a chat comment or something like that. But yeah, anybody who's looking in, you are well appreciated. Thank you very much and good morning. And if you like live streams like this, not from somebody's, kitchen or living room or whatever studio, out in the open, then yeah, you might want to look at some of my other live streams. I have a playlist of live streams, stroke live streaming. And you'll see a lot of them from up on hills, sometimes windy hills, and the sound was a bit of a problem then until I got a new microphone. So I've now got a little unit plugged into the base of the iPhone and a little transmitter microphone near my neck, which is quite sensitive to me. It doesn't seem to pick up a lot of the wind, so that's a benefit. It being so sensitive to me, if I'm climbing up a hill, yeah, you'll think that I'm really out of breath. Partly that's true. I don't like inclines that much now. But partly it's the microphone being quite sensitive to every breath and puff. Now, is that a gate we can go through? Yeah. So this is the show park we're walking through. I'll turn around slowly so you don't get dizzy. You see it from down here now. I was flying the drone here earlier. I did a lot of my early drone practice here because, as you can see, it's nice and clear and it's pretty empty most of the time. You do get some dog walkers. There's an elderly gentleman up there where I was sitting and he was knocking a golf ball around a bit. But yeah, it's a good place for walking your dog or flying your drone. It's a good high vantage point because when you're flying up there you can actually see what's going on down here, and you can see to some extent where your drone is going, like over there. You can just see, where is it? You see the church tower. So that's in the village itself, as I suppose we are. We're actually in the village. I think it qualifies as East Mains. Wow, today is a hot day in Scotland, I'll say that. It was actually cooler in the house this morning as I was getting ready to leave. I stepped at the door and it was like when you go on holiday, you step out of the plane in Spain or Turkey or somewhere. You think, my goodness, it's hot. Now this one, does it open? Doesn't need to open. Okay, good. Short of hands. Hi Jim. Yeah, not travelling far, just down the East Kilbride village. I was flying the drone for a bit. It's so long, it seemed to have forgotten who I was and wanted me to re-register and all sorts of things, so it was a nuisance. At one point only go a short distance up because I wasn't logged in properly, so I had to renew passwords and that kind of thing. So here we are, we're just looking at the old Caledonian railway line. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I just hadn't used, I was beginning to worry about the battery health because you really need to use the batteries fairly regularly. I just didn't have the chance for quite a while, just the way things turn out. So this is the old railway line that used to be, old Caledonian railway line. I was saying to folk that the original railway came from Glasgow, Pollock area up to East Kilbride, which was at one point the terminus, and then it was extended later on, carrying on down. If you just imagine the railway line shooting through the village, through the houses, and all the way down here, and going down to Blantyre. And from thence you could go on to Hamilton and who knows where. At the time, in about 1866, 1888, when these changes were going on, it was thought to be useful for workers, miners, just people getting around locally, so that was the aim of it. It wasn't for long distance transport, it was just getting people to their work, I suppose, easily. But then things fell away and they decided to close it. I think I read somewhere that this line went on till about 1970. I can't imagine it went on as long as that. Maybe it did. I wasn't here in 1970. I was here a little bit later than that, near 1980. I don't remember any line. I maybe had other interests at the time. But yeah, it's good that these things are used. Oh, AirTS, nice. Can you say shortly, does that mean today or the next day or two? So what I'm going to do is just walk along here, along the old Caledonian Railway. It used to be. I'll cut back through the village and then I'll come back round to where I parked the car, which is at the football ground car park. Which is a great benefit in its area from World War I. It's full of big puddles, you don't know what's at the bottom of them. My goodness, it's warm. Might have to have a drink at some point. Another good thing about these old railway tracks, they're good for wildlife, because look, you've got all of this wildflower, weedy areas. It's true, it's a roundabout place, isn't it? Oh, this is nicer in the shade. Oh, Loudon Hill, brilliant. It seems nice and relatively still today, so that'll be perfect. You get some great views. And to climb up the hill as well and then fly from the top. I did that once before, it was a bit of fun. This is also a nice little dog walking track. Yeah, when I was at Loudon Hill before, I flew through the Spirit of Scotland, I think that's what it's called, the kind of metal monument they have. But it wasn't at all a slick fly through. I had to line it up carefully. If I'd just flown it through from the bench area, just up from it, if I'd just flown it from there, I would have hit something, I think. Probably would have lost a few props. Kind of sent it down, had a look, and I thought, well, when could I go through there? But when I actually went down and looked, I thought, nope, I'd have clipped something. So I lined it up, walked around the front, and then just, fed it through towards me very slowly. Yeah, it's a tricky business climbing that. Oh, there's a tree down over here. And you've either got the rocky front that you see from the road to climb up, and that was a mistake I made when I went along with the drone and my box of tricks. I was trying to climb up that really one-handed while hanging onto a drone box with the other. And at some point I thought, this is really silly and dangerous. But the other alternative is go around the back, of course, just follow the path round. But the back has its own disadvantages too, because it's a bit muddy, a bit squishy. So it's almost swings and roundabouts. The squish is probably preferable to fall on all your length on boulders. Certainly it's easier to let the drone do the work for you. God, I'm roasted here. I think I'll be heading home, picking up my good lady and going for a coolish lunch somewhere. Somewhere we can sit outside and fight off the wasps. So what we're approaching now is the village theatre, just in the car park of the village theatre. That's the theatre there. Oh, be able to see the screen here. And just across the road from the village theatre, if you're ever looking for somewhere nice to eat in East Kilbride, certainly Monday to Friday, I'm not sure if Saturday it's open or not, is what's called the Village Centre. It's a church-run tea room where the staff are, as far as I know, all volunteers. Very welcoming, very nice grub. Very noisy, especially when you get it full of women chatting, and you get a lot of women chatting in there. One day of the week I think it's a breastfeeding group. So when they've finished doing that, they'll come into the tea room and have a great chat. And I really don't do with loud noise like that in an enclosed environment. Yep, thanks Jim. Thanks for chipping in. So just down there where that car has come from is the village main street. And the village centre is just across the road there. Where our park today was the show park, car park. East Kilbride football team, I think it's East Kilbride Thistle. I'm afraid I take no interest in sport at all, so I think it's East Kilbride Thistle. Yeah. I mentioned earlier that the car park is free, which is a benefit. not so good that it's like a bomb site from World War One, as you'll see in a second. Lots of people use it. I don't know where they all go. They park in here and who knows where they go. There you go, show park. Right, let's go over here. Do 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 oops do do do. Yeah, you have to park carefully or you step out your car into a pond. Right, let's just put things away. Find some keys. Thank you all for looking in, whoever looked in today. It just seemed like a good idea to share what I was doing. Wow. Let's put that there for a second. Get rid of this bag. Have a drink of water before I go anywhere. Because today is, yeah, so hot. So hot. Oh. What are you looking at now? What are you looking at now? Possibly looking at me having a drink before I go. I'll switch that off now. Oh, that was good. And that was needed. So, let's say cheerio. Thanks again. Oh, and thanks for leaving a like. That's very nice. And way to go. Who's been looking in today then? It's just been Eye in the Sky Drone 4K. And that's about it. Okay, let's say goodbye for now.